Goldgoldadventuregold. That is a hell of a name, man. Brought to you by the lovely people at Canima. I feel like there is a pattern here. They were nice enough to give me a review copy actually about a month ago. I've been sitting on this one for a little bit and kind of forgot about it because life got in the way and then I got distracted and ADHD kicked in. And you know how it happens. But we're here, so we are going to jump into this to check it out for 30 minutes to an hour. That way I can kind of give you guys a taste of how the game is so that you guys can see if this is going to be a game for you. And at the end, I will kind of give you guys my thoughts and opinions on this and everything. So to quickly explain kind of what this game is for those who might be unaware, it is a godlike colony sim strategy game that combines various elements from some pretty well-known games out there, such as Cult of the Lamb, RimWorld, Majesty, Black and White, and apparently it has a pinch of Against the Storm. The devs have also called this a reverse RPG, which is actually what originally grabbed my attention enough to actually accept the key from them in the first place. And it is a pretty interesting concept since you are essentially playing as a god that has no individual control over any of the NPCs, since all the NPCs in this game have free will, but instead you use gold in order to actually create quests for the adventurers to go on, rather than actually going on the quests yourself. And of course, you're also going to be using gold to build up your city, which is near a dungeon, and even to cast some of the god spells that you'll acquire throughout the game. So as the title suggests, gold is pretty much everything in this game. But we're gonna go ahead and start up a new game. There is the tutorial to teach you how to play it. The controls and everything are actually pretty simple, so you don't have to worry too much about that. It's definitely not as complex as something like RimWorld, but it does have a lot of deep gameplay mechanics. So if you do want to get pretty deep into it, you definitely can. We also have wave defense, which is kind of, the best thing that I can say of this is it's kind of like a tower defense or something. So you're basically setting up your settlement and things are moving at a much faster pace and you're just trying to survive for 10 days and that's basically it. However, the mode that I personally am more curious about is the colony mode. This is definitely a lot more like what you would expect from something like RimWorld, where you are just trying to build up a colony until you get to the point where you can no longer sustain yourself or whatever because you maybe didn't manage your colony well enough. So we're going to check this one out. You can see that we have these two creatures here and then a third one that's apparently coming soon. But these are kind of like, I'm not entirely actually sure how to explain this. It's kind of like god pet things. It's basically like you have a little pet that's going around the map kind of doing things, and you can actually pet these guys, which is pretty cool. I'm gonna choose the Sphinx because I think that the Sphinx is awesome. But these guys do evolve and stuff over time as well. So neat little feature. Also the cursor is awesome. That thing looks like a gremlin. And here we are into the beautiful world. I really like the aesthetic for this. It does have a really cool anime aesthetic, which I really like. I also really like the music for this. It's pretty neat. Look at that bird. The bird's got a mask on it. Well, now I feel about that. It's got a plague doctor mask on it. So traditional controls for city builders and everything, you can press space to pause it. You can press 1 to resume at normal speed, and then you can press 2 if you want to go at double the speed. There is usually a third button in some games like this where you can do 3 times speed. This does not appear to have it, but I mean, you don't really need it, so it's kind of whatever. But as you can see, we have started with a little bit of land to kind of get us started and everything. And we have our castle, which is kind of like a town hall or something in other games. Here we can see some of our, like, how much income we're getting and everything, as well as some of the different NPCs and stuff that are living here that are not guild members, that are not like warriors and stuff. And then we also have upgrades that we can make to increase the amount of people that we have in our town and everything. But to get started, what we're gonna need to do is select this little icon, which is kind of like perk cards. So we're going to open up basically like a loot box, and it's going to give us 3 random cards to kind of start us off. So we can choose one of these 3, and then this will kind of guide us along the way of like how we're building our town and everything. So between these, I think I'm gonna go with the spearmen. I feel like the spearmen are probably going to be the better option. The wizards are also pretty good, but I think I'm gonna go with the warrior hall. And then we have 3 of these, so let's go ahead and open up another one. If I get the wizards again, I might go with the wizards. Ooh, the moon is 3. Moon is 3. It's the holy moon maidens to smite your foes. We're gonna go with this. There's also the angels and healers. However, there is a side effect to having angels in your town, which if we get to later on in the video, then you guys will find out. If not, then you guys can find out later. Yeah, we're gonna choose the holy moon maidens. Muladins. They're called Muladins. It's like paladin. Why can't I pronounce this? All right, so we're choosing those. right, let's open up another one. And then we got Treasure Vaults, Stone Skin, and Oath of Blades. So you do have some buffs. So the buffs are like your passive abilities and stuff. So it's just kind of something extra to have on you that is going over time and everything. I don't know if they stack. So if we end up getting another Treasure Vaults or another Oath of Blades, if they stack like that, I'm not too sure. But we also have a spell, and the spell, as you would expect in a game called Gold, you're going to be spending gold in order to cast things. So there's no mana, there's no health or stamina or anything like that. Any resources that you're spending to cast the spells or anything, it is purely just you're spending money. So for this, since we got the Spearman, I think we're going to go with the Oath of Blades. So it'll give our adventurers +6 melee damage. I feel like that'll be a pretty good one. So we'll go with that. I have the time paused right now, which is why everything is kind of stopped, but go ahead and resume. And then to build the Spearman, the Warrior Hall, we can go down here. There's this little hammer icon. I really like the way the UI looks. It's very different than what you would normally see, but it feels very artistic and everything. I like the creativeness of this. We're going to go and drag this over here. So it's going to cost 1,200 gold. We have 5,000 right now. I'm just going to drag that right there, and then we have some workers that'll come out, and they'll work on that while we're just kind of chilling everything. I think in colony mode, you will have these guys, you'll have dungeons and stuff, and if you don't do anything about these dungeons, over time, they will kind of build up, and they'll start... Oh god, what the hell was that? So they'll kind of build up, and enemies will kind of start to send raids occasionally. Not every night or anything like that, and it's not like the tower defense one. The tower defense one will do it every night, but in this mode, it'll do it like every other night. There'll be like a small raid that comes from any of the dungeons that you have found. All right, so we got our Warrior Hall built. I don't think there's any upgrades that we could do to this yet and spend money on it or anything, so we're gonna skip that. But we can recruit either of these. It's already recruiting one of them, which I think in the colony mode, I'm not too sure if you can actually choose which one that you end up recruiting, so I think it just does it for you. But in the wave defense mode of this, you can spend gold and just get more of the warriors and stuff up until, like, there's a max, there's a cap, but you can just spend gold for them. In this, it just kind of unlocks them. So we got our spearman, we got Sham right there. Well, actually, he's a swordsman, I guess, but he's going to go do his thing. If I want to give him orders or anything, the way that all this works is you would right click on something. So I'm going to pause the time here, and let's say that I want this guy right here to go, or just any of my NPCs to go and explore this area. Then what you would do in this game is right click, and then we can either send them on, you can send them on different quests, right? So we have the defense quest, we have the exploration quest, and we also have the fear quest. So this one will keep your NPCs and stuff away from this area. This one will make them go explore, and then this one will make them go defend that point. These are your basic quests that you can send out. And so in this game, rather than how it is in RimWorld where you kind of command them exactly what to do, in this game, all the NPCs have free will. So they just kind of do whatever they want, and they make the decision of whether or not they want to take on the quest. So if we go to put an exploration quest here, it puts this little marker here, we can click on that, and then this window will pop up, and we can already see that the attractiveness level of this quest is 100%, so we don't have to worry about this. But in some cases, this will go down, and people will not want to do it. And you actually see it here. The faces of the NPCs will pop up along with their name, and it'll tell you if they denied it or approved it. So in order to kind of like balance that out, what you can do is you can just kind of add money to the quest for completion or anything, or you can subtract it if you want. So if I take away 50, it looks like it's still 100%. So let's try doing an exploration quest at 100 or 50 gold. All right, so we got the Sphinx. Our Sphinx has decided to take that on. So he will come over. Where is he at? Here he is. Incognito, that's an interesting name. You can change the name of your NPCs and stuff, by the way. So if I come in here and I click on Incognito, I can name him, I'm gonna name him Fluffy. I think Fluffy is a pretty appropriate name for a Sphinx. There's also a lot of other things with the NPCs in general. So kind of like how it is in RimWorld. RimWorld is the game that I know the most. That's why I'm comparing it a lot. But if you click on one of the guys, you can see all the stats for them and everything. So you can see their power rank, you see their health, their mana. I'm not too sure which this one is. And then you can also see like different attributes that they have. So we could tell that Fluffy has the Dauntless and the Joyful attributes. And then if we click on the 2, then it'll go in detail about their different stats. So their strength, their dexterity, their constitution, intelligence, perception, and their attunement. And then it also tell you what skills they have on their skill tree. So we can see here, they have airstrike, Harpy Scratch. I don't think we can add points to that. I think all of this is automatically managed, I think. And then we can also see other stats such as whether or not they're, greedy or anything. There are different relationships with, I think, other NPCs, I believe. And this will also show how much gold that they're currently carrying. So if a warrior that you have is carrying a bunch of gold, when they die, then you can get all that gold from them. But also you want them to have gold so that they'll spend gold in your shops and stuff once you start building shops. And then we can also click on this to see like a history of like what's going on, what they've been doing, all that. So it is pretty detailed in terms of like being able to kind of manage and watch and see what like everybody's doing and everything. It's pretty neat. So Fluffy has just finished that quest. So now if we click on him and go to the second page, we can see that he's got some money right there. He's got 40 gold. I don't know where the other 10 went. That's kind of interesting. So I put that up as 50. So we have done that. So what I'm gonna do now is if we come up here to the top left, we have our goals. This is a goal list. And these are basically little quests for you rather than for the NPCs. And what it'll do is it'll give you a certain thing if you complete an action. So this says destroy border checkpoint. So what that's asking for is if we explore around, we'll find these things, these statues that have like the sword and everything. If we put a quest on this, an attack quest, which popped up because we actually selected a structure, then we can, I think we'll leave this one at 100, and we'll see if somebody will pick this one up. But basically we want to destroy this, and by doing so, the area around the map that we can actually explore will increase. So you can see this white line right here. This is the border that we can currently go to. But once we destroy this and maybe any others that are kind of like around, then this will vanish. Yes, destroy it! Destroy it. So Fluffy has joined in and is about halfway through. This will see like a floating cat there. Boom! All right, so they destroyed it, and a bunch of like skeleton things came out. I think that typically does happen. You'll usually have some enemies and stuff pop up. I don't know if that happens every time, but they're going ahead, clearing these guys up. They're a lot stronger than the skeletons, so there's not too much to worry about. But by doing that, we now have expanded this border, so I can actually send them out on a little exploration quest. Oh, this one's at 50%. Maybe because it's further away from town. So let's increase that by 50. And then that'll boost it up to 100% attractiveness. There's still the chance of somebody denying it and everything, but we're gonna do that. And then because we completed that goal, if we go to the top left and check out our goal list again, we can see that we have collected 1 perk point. You've earned a reward. Do you want to redeem it now? Yes. So this lets us draw another card. We're gonna grab that. So now we have the Blood Altar, the Rangers Guild, and Raise Revenant. What is this one? A dark spell that conjures a skeleton who attacks indiscriminately. The more corpses in the spell's area of effect, the more powerful the summon. That's actually pretty cool, but I'm pretty sure this one will also attack allies and stuff, so I'm not too sure if I want to get this one, at least not yet. The Blood Altar can be pretty cool because basically anything that's near this thing, when it dies, it'll just generate extra gold. So because there is a dungeon that is up here, up to the top left of my little village here, if I was to put one of these near that, and then I also put a defense mission up there for some NPCs to guard it, then whenever a raid does happen, they would go in, kill them, and then because it's within the range of the Blood Altar, it would just generate me extra gold, which it could be very handy, but I'm gonna go with the Rangers Guild because we need more NPCs. All right, so we got the Rangers Guild. Let's go ahead and build that. Oh, we have a lot of other buildings we can drop in as well. Kind of forgot about that. So we got the Rangers Guild here. Let's go ahead and drop this. Maybe over here. Yeah, I think that's a good spot. So we'll get that in. Let's go back in here. And then we're also going to get the Monastery. And I'm going to build this one just right here. I think that's a good spot. We're also going to get the Forge going. That way we can get some better equipment stuff started. So I'll build that right there. And then we're also going to build an inn. So with the inn, if we place an inn next to one of the guild halls, then it'll actually increase the recruitment limit for that guild hall. So I'm actually going to put this maybe like right here. We are getting kind of close to that dungeon, so I gotta be careful about that, but put that there. And then we'll go ahead and let the builders do their thing. Boom. Okay, so we got the forge, which we have a forge bonus on the warrior hall. I'm not too sure what that does exactly, actually. But we can, later on, we can get some upgrades and stuff for this one. We can also, I don't think, can we buy these? No, I don't think we can buy these. I think this just shows us what the NPCs can actually go and get. So yeah, we got the monastery here, so we can get the Muladins, which is just cow lady paladins, and we can also get some upgrades and stuff for this, which is pretty cool. And we have the inn. I really like the inn. There's like a weird shadow cat thing on top, like a void cat. I really like that. But the inn, I think, will also improve your dweller count. It gives them a place to stay and everything, but it's also a place for your NPCs and stuff. They can go there and chill out, and like your warriors and things, they can kind of just hang out and vibe out and everything. Oh, we got a rabid wolf over here. So I can see that our dungeon here is actually starting to, like that little meter right there is starting to fill up. So let's go ahead and check this out. We don't have any active quests or expeditions available to us, so we're going to right click on this. And can I explore this? I think we can, yeah, we can send them on an exploration quest to the dungeon. Okay, so we have Mudana, who is going to go check that place out. So they're going to basically explore the place, kind of get rid of some of the enemies and stuff. But in doing that, what are you doing? Exploring a... Oh, I guess he just decided to do it by himself. And then we also have some of the other... Who are these guys? Wait, where... What? Feeble. Where did you come from? Wait, are you from the Rangers Guild? Is that what this is? Oh, okay, so we have a beast tamer from the Rangers Guild. I gotcha. That makes a lot of sense. So, I guess we have a random hound. Go ahead and name this thing. Hey, come on, let me click you. Let's just name this. I'm gonna name it Dupe. I feel like Dupe's a good name for a wolf. But it's becoming nighttime. So they are currently exploring this. We see active explorers. When you click on the dungeon, it does show you kind of like what's going on inside of it and everything. I think it's a little bit more detailed if you do the expeditions. So here we can actually start an expedition. So they'll go in, explore, find any gold, loot, all that kind of stuff. Sometimes I believe they can actually get allies and stuff to join you if they find any that are trapped. But here we can see that there's one here for level 25, but I don't really have any allies that are level 25. So we're not gonna risk it. So we're just gonna kind of skip that for now. I might send them on another exploration quest though. I might go ahead and do that. And then while that's going on, I'm gonna go ahead and send out a few more exploration quests. This one has an attractiveness of 0. How is that possible? How much do I need to increase this by? Okay, so they've already taken... Oh, we have a wave. I was trying to figure that thing out. All right, so we got a little wave of enemies. I don't think we have many. Wait, did they already kill them? Bro, I was trying to look. I was trying to see the enemies. Yeah, they killed them pretty fast. So I guess the waves at the moment, because we're still very early on in this, they aren't too powerful, but later on they do get pretty intense, especially once we get more dungeons kind of around. Because they won't spawn near your place, but you will discover them when you're exploring more of the land. So we have another chest. Let's check this out. We got final words. This is a buff. The adventurers deal final attack after receiving dying damage. Okay, that's an interesting one. Equal to 2 times their crit damage. We also have Pillar of Holiness, lets you recruit powerful protector, angels, and healers. And then we have Spectral Servants, summons a pair of phantom builders. This one could be really cool because it'll help you build things faster, but I don't really have much of a reason to get those because they build pretty fast as is, and I haven't had much need at the moment to worry about my defenses or anything. I haven't put up a bunch of like walls or anything, and we're not getting large enough raids to really worry about constant repairs. So I think we're going to go with the Pillar of Holiness, even though we are going to have to deal with the consequences if we do end up getting an angel. It's probably worth it. So let's check. Let's see if we can build that now. Pillar of Holiness. Oh, we don't have no, we do have enough. We have 1,300, but we're actually getting close to that limit, so we're gonna hold off for the moment. We ended up recruiting Buttercup. Hello, Buttercup. How you doing? How you doing? So I believe the way that the recruitment system for the guilds works is that in the colony mode, they automatically recruit, but there is a max rank or a max limit for these. And if they die, then there will be one that spawns every day. I'm pretty sure that's how this works. Looks like we have an upgrade here. It raises the recruitment cap on this building by 1. Let's go ahead and grab that. That's pretty good. What about this one? We have an upgrade. We do not have an... Oh, wait, no, we do have one. We have poisoned arrows. Newly recruited units from this building will deal additional poison damage. This one's pretty cool. So I haven't really played around with building multiple Rangers guilds or warrior halls or anything, but if you wanted to, you could actually set these up to where like this one will do poison damage, and then I think actually you have to get the poison arrows, and then like at a certain point, the damage type that they end up getting and everything kind of spreads out. So then you can have one Ranger guild that trains the adventurers in a certain type of attack, and then you can have another one that, you know, like teaches them into something else. So we're gonna do poison arrows. Let's go ahead and just grab that. Looks like we can get a recruitment up as well, but we don't have enough gold. We are running out of gold. I need more gold. I actually need to send them on a quest for this thing. Let's go ahead and explore over here. Looks like there's some places over here as well. We have a wolf lair there, which we will need to worry about. We got a vein of fire brass. Let's see what these guys are doing. They are... I rise with the sun. Oh, they're just exploring. They're just checking out the place. What about the forge? Do we have anything extra with the forge to go on? Oh, okay. So we can allow certain production for different types of weapons and things, which could be good. Right now, I'm not going to buy anything because we are kind of low on money for the moment. That was a big hiccup. Oh, we got rats. Oh no, we got to deal with that. What are these guys? I think these guys are just friends. That's interesting. Yeah, so we got rats now, which is fun. Dupe is killing him. And he's down. Very nice. So while your settlement is building up and everything, and the streets are being built and all that kind of stuff, you can end up with these sewers that will pop up around the place. And as far as I'm aware, there's not a way to get rid of these. These just become a dungeon. So these dungeons actually do spawn, whereas these ones you have to find through exploration. But this one will kind of do a similar thing as the other dungeons. So after a certain amount of days, if you haven't sent people on an expedition to clear this place out, then there will be some enemies that'll spawn and attack, but it's usually not a lot. We can do pest control, so I could send them on this. I don't know how difficult this one would be. Choose adventures, join. Not too sure what this bar is. I'm assuming that this would be the success rate. So we can try that and then finalize and then just see what happens. That might be a bad idea. I might have just killed everybody there. It has been a while since I have played this, so I'm not exactly great at it. But from what I have played of it, it has been pretty interesting, pretty fun. There's 2 of these things here, damn. So this one must be for this border, and then this one for this border. So since these guys are on an expedition, by the way, if we click back on dungeon, we can actually look at all the stuff here that they're doing. It's kind of like if you guys ever played Fallout Shelter, whenever you send somebody out adventuring to, you know, get loot and money and everything like that, when you click on it and you're like seeing the little character waddle around or whatever, it'll actually show like a text log of like any enemies that they're encountering and like the attacks that they're doing and all that kind of stuff. So this is very similar to that, which is pretty cool. Their morale is very low, which is bad. I believe we can increase that. We can't do it now because they're already gone in an adventure, but I believe we can buy the markets, and then I think we can get like alcohol or something. I can't remember exactly what it was. I think it was alcohol. And then that'll help with their morale. And then we can also get potions and things for them as well to help them out with that. Let's go ahead and send out... Actually, we probably shouldn't be doing an exploration. Let's go ahead and cancel that. Let's look at the... We have a descent into... Oh, there's a red. Yep. I knew it was going to come sooner or later. All right, so they're attacking. I'm going to pause real quick. So we have enemies up here, which I think came from somewhere in this direction. And then we have these guys, which came from the dungeon. So what I'm going to do is we're going to issue, let me click on this guy. We're going to issue an attack quest on these guys. Can I drop that? I don't know if I can drop it. You know what? We'll leave it at 100. I'll leave it at 100. It still says attractiveness 0. but I'm gonna see if they'll still attack it because I don't want to spend too much money on them. Are they not going to attack it? Oh, no, wait, no, Fluffy is, I think. Come on, Fluffy. Save the place. Oh, yeah, he's kicking butt. He's kicking butt. Very nice. All right, they've been dealt with. Good stuff, good stuff. So now since they're dealt with, the builders will come back and repair the inn and everything. Also, going back to Fluffy, because I kind of forgot to point this out. So there's a bunch of other things here that you can do, right? So we have our perks. We have our perk encyclopedia, so we can see all the different perks and stuff that we could choose from, at least the ones that we've discovered. And then we also have the ability to construct various roads and stuff, which I think just makes it like gives them faster ways of traveling and everything, or if you're wanting them to travel in a specific way to a certain area. We also have one option that takes us to our castle if we want to upgrade it or check on it or anything like that. But this one is for our Godbeast. So they're called Godbeasts. I was just calling the pets. He's paying taxes right now. He's being a very civilized citizen, yes. So with the God pets, these guys are pretty interesting because right next to them, if you go to the Godbeast room, here we can kind of do something that's kind of unique to this game, which is we can actually not only pet the little creature, but we can actually reward this creature or the Godbeast for doing certain things. So here we can see like the latest actions that the Godbeast has taken. So they've looted treasure, they sold some gathered resources, did some building and repairing, and then paid taxes. So if we wanted to cheer them on to make them do a certain thing more frequently, then we would select one. So let's say looting treasure, for example, and then we can get the brush, and then we just make them all happy, and then just keep doing this for a little bit, and then you can see like the little icon right there has changed. So then that means that the Godbeast will likely try to loot treasure more often if it finds any treasure chests lying around or anything like that. And then if he does something that you don't like, so like you say you don't want to put him in danger or anything, you don't want him to attack any enemies, then you can bring out the, I'm not going to spray it, but you can use the water bottle to spray them and kind of, tell them no, which is pretty neat. I haven't seen something like this in a city builder, so it's just a really cool little feature. We have another perk. That's what we have. What do we got? Oath of Blades. Oh, we have another one of these. We also got the fountain, which heals nearby creatures. This one could be very good. A bank gives you an additional tax collector and allows adventurers to invest their gold. Ooh, I want this, actually. Yeah, let's get this. I think that could be very handy. So let's see. Bank is 1,000? 1,000 gold. A single banker's pen is mightier than 100 swords, contains monsters, ghouls, and a tax collector. Gives you an additional tax collector. Creatures can invest their gold into the bank for profit, and dead adventurers' accounts are granted to their lord. That's you. Okay, so we need the bank before we get access to the adventurer's gold, I guess. Unless that's specifically talking about like investments and things. So let's see, where would a good place? I guess we could put it like over here or something. That way it's kind of still in like the city limits. It's kind of near the central place. Not that it needs to, but it's also kind of close to here. I feel like that's probably an okay place. So we'll build that there. We still have 1,200. Do I want to toss something up real fast? Probably not. I should probably leave it. I mean, the inn would not be a bad one though. I would like to toss another inn into our little area. We have some farmlands popping up as well. So as we get some more people, or like our population starts increasing and everything, not the adventurers, I'm not talking about the adventurers, but just our general population, they'll start to build little farmhouses and stuff. So then we end up with like little farm fields and everything, which all of these generate money. Everything that's going on in the game generates money. So it's not a matter of like, you got to make sure to feed them or anything. You do need to have these around and everything, but it's not a matter of like, you got to make sure that they're getting fed and all of that. It's just, you want to make sure that you have a constant flow of money coming in so that you can manage everything. Also, look at this. Like a little Charmander guy. It's not a Charmander, but like, look at it. It kind of looks like it. Look at him. Look at him doing the thing. This is the forge. This is a little dragon thing that's just breathing fire into the side for the forge. That's so cool. Okay, so the bank has been built. So let's click on this real quick. Let's see what. Okay, we don't have any upgrade options or anything like that. We have somebody named Cheddar. We have the tax collector Cheddar that is living in that. It's kind of funny. And it is nighttime. Okay, so at the top right, we can also see We can see the waves and everything, so we can see like how many waves until we end up getting another raid or something. But also here we can see the different parties and stuff. You can hide this if you want. Same thing with the quests. If we have a bunch of quests out, then we can hide it pressing that button. But we can click on this and we can see like who, you know, who's the citizens and everything. I think this shows. Okay, so the number is the level of them. I see. But also, if these guys form parties, which they will do as you progress and everything, and as you're sending them on expeditions and everything, then they'll kind of develop parties and stuff, and then you'll see all of that listed there. It's pretty neat. But let's check back on the dungeon again. We have available expeditions. We got the level 20 and the level 25. I'm going to check on the level 20, and we're going to try sending... Let's send... The monster threat is pretty high. I think what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and build, I don't know if this is the best idea, but let's build a market real quick. We're going to build it kind of close to the moonissary. I can't remember the name of this thing. We're going to let these guys go ahead and build this real quick, because I'm pretty sure that this is where you can actually buy potions and stuff. And I would like to buy some of the adventurers' potions and things before they go out. We are about to get a raid though, so let's put a defense mission. Are you guys, come on, stop with the, I'm wondering if this is a bug at this point. I might be doing something wrong. Let me try boosting that up maybe. See what that does. I'm not too sure. Oh no, they're already doing it. Never mind. I'm not too sure what's going on with the attractiveness thing. But that's interesting. So we have a wave. Luckily, we already sent people there. Kind of, oh, there they go. Yes, kill them. Kill all the, this thing's a cursed as hell. Look at that. Not that, the other guy. Look at, I mean, that's a really cool design though. But yeah, you just like with the other NPCs and the adventures and stuff, you can also click on the enemies and see what their power rank is, what their health and stuff's looking like, what kind of attributes they have, as well as their history log and everything. Let me click on that. There we go. So we can see everything here, the attacks and stuff, what their stats are, their skill trees. It goes into great detail. You don't need to know all of that stuff. It is just there for you if you would like to look into that. Because you can completely just kind of stroll by casually and not, like, never worry about any of that stuff. So they have dealt with that. We're going to go ahead and cancel this quest since these guys have been dealt with and there's no reason to be defending this place anymore. So they're going to do that. This has been built now, so let's check out the market. We have the dwellers, we have the upgrades. We can go ahead and get upgrades and stuff. I'm not going to because we got 600 bucks. But what we're going to do is we're going to buy some health potions and some booze and then some rope. As you can see, I hovered over the rope, and whenever you hover over these, it tells you like a little description. The rope does not have a description. That's because it's currently a placeholder. So because this game is in early access, there is still a lot of things that are being added to the game and developed, like things that are being added, changed, developed, etc. So because of that, there will be the occasional placeholder of just like you hover over something and there's no text at all. That should be changed at some point in the future. If not, then that's kind of a problem, but they should be changing that at some point. But for now, we're going to buy, I'll buy one rope. Actually, no, we're not. That's 350. Good God. Let's buy 2 potions and then 1 thing of booze. I think that's fine. That should be fine, right? And now let's go ahead and do another expedition on this. Because that, I believe, will handle the monster threat. Even though it's not really that bad right now, but it's also going to generate us some more like money and stuff, which is nice. So because we got the health potions and the booze, let's go ahead and put these here. And then we're going to do Buttercup, Raphael, and just these 2 alone filled up that bottom bar. So I think that's probably fine. Although I am going to send Feeble as well. I think we'll send Feeble just to try and get Feeble to level up a little bit. There you go. So they're going to travel there, they're going to deal with that. And then while they're doing all that stuff, I'm actually going to build some roads. So let's go ahead and look at the roads. So we have our basic ground path. We have the stone paths, which is a way easier way to travel. And then we have the tiled one, which is Fonse. So let's do the stone one. I think the stone ones are nice. We have 221 gold. I know that we're running low on money, but shh. All right, don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody, all right? We're just going to start printing money. We're going to completely collapse our economy. Let's see. So there's a road here that's connecting to that. I would like to try and connect one to this. I'm not too sure how reliable that would be. We can do this. I know that this road is different, but if I had more money, then I can just kind of click over this. As you can see, like if you click on an already existing road, it'll kind of replace the road that's already there. So you don't have to worry too much about mismatching the roads or anything. So you can keep your aesthetics in check. There we go. So we got some roads and stuff built up. So looking pretty nice, at least as well as I can though. Not exactly the best designer, but we got that going on. Let's check on our expedition real quick. I think we're still pretty early on in the, yeah, they're still traveling, so I had the game paused, so that makes sense. So we just got a pop-up. They were talking about the rats are about to start popping up again, so does that mean that we need to, wait, no, there's another sewer. Is there another sewer somewhere? Oh, there is another sewer. I see. Okay, let's check this one out. Pest control, level 28. Good God. I don't think Mudana, yeah, Mudana is not going to be able to do that by herself, so we don't really have the people to do that. I could try building another warrior place to try and get more people in, but I think we still end up having to deal with limits. I'm not too sure. All right, let's check out what we have here. So we have the laboratory, which is a kind of like our alchemy shop. We have a fireball spell. That one's pretty cool. We might actually check out the spell. Yeah, let's do that. So with the spell, we can actually see it down here. We just got it, and the money or the cost for it is going down. The more frequent that you use it, the higher the cost will be. So if you don't use it, basically the cooldown is like the price, which is kind of neat. So you can still use it as much as you want. It's just that it'll cost a lot if you use it too fast. It looks like we completed another goal. Oh no, we failed one. I didn't even see this one. So we do have some timed quests and stuff that you can end up getting, so you gotta be cautious about that. Let's see what we have here. So we have Stop the Dryad. So apparently there's a Dryad somewhere on the map, so we can go set up a quest for the adventurers to go kill them, which will be 300 or 3,000 gold. And then we also have one for slaying wolves. The wolf one's pretty easy, so let me see if I can find any wolves laying around. I think there's some in this area, right? Yeah, we got some over here. So I could, wait, no, is that? Oh, that's one of my guys. What the hell? I don't know why Tipsy. I just, Tipsy's going to be the name. I could set up an attack on that. Oh, the Dryad's over here too. What is the Dryad at? Level 6? Okay, let's try doing an attack quest on you. We'll increase the reward for 200 gold. I'm cheap, okay? I'm trying to pocket all of the money. And then we'll see if somebody does that. I don't know if anybody's actually going to take on that quest or not. Why do we have a rat? Tipsy must be one of the Beastmasters. I'm kind of confused by this. That's pretty neat, though. Oh, it looks like all of our guys came back from their expedition. So that's cool. I'm gonna let them kind of chill out there for like 3 seconds, and then I'm gonna send them on another expedition. So we're gonna do the pest control one. Let's do Raphael, Mudana, and then Buttercup. We're gonna send Buttercup, and then I'm gonna send, we don't have any more health potions and stuff. That's kind of concerning, but you know what? We'll do it anyways. We'll do it anyways. I'm playing the risky game. So we still don't have anything going on here. I don't think Tipsy and Paws are gonna go take that. Pretty sure, or are they? No, I don't think they are. Somebody will take it eventually. I am sure. Alright, so we're checking on the rat dungeon, the pest control quest, and we can see they're doing alright. Their health is looking fine, so that's pretty good. Their morale is definitely going down quick, but I mean, who needs morale, right? Who needs morale when you can get loot? Oh wait, is there a fight going on here? No, you're just being you. You have a very goofy looking design. I like it. Oh, we have a fight breaking out over here. Oh, we got some more wolves and stuff, so we're gonna end up getting that one if these guys actually win. Don't know if they're gonna win. You know what? I'm gonna use the spell real quick. Let's cast this. I'm hoping that I don't hit Tipsy and Paws. I don't know how that. Oh, I think I did. Oh no, did I kill them? Oh no, I killed Tipsy. No. Okay, I am a terrible god. I should not be allowed to do this. I didn't realize that had friendly fire. Dupe, I see you waddling over there. How you doing, Dupe? Dupe looks so sad. Why does your artwork look sad, man? You seem to be doing all right. You seem to be all joyful and stuff. Oh man, their morale. Wait, no! Mudana has been slain! No! How dare, man. Did you get one shot? I'm confused. You had full health. Are any of the other ones going to die? I mean, they have very, very low morale. Hey, the party escaped the dungeon with no further casualties. Okay, I see. The party was forced to retreat due to morale drop. Oh, so was that why they ended up getting one shot? That kind of sucks. We have rats. Let's try and get rid of the rats. We should be able to get another Muladin probably tomorrow, I believe. So I'll let that kind of do its thing. Then check up on all these other ones. We do have a little bit more spending money than we had before, which is good. So let's go back over here to the market and try and pick up. I really want to do some of these. Actually, you know what? Let's do some of these upgrades. So we can increase the amount of money that is being dropped from defeated enemies from the farming. Let's do the one for the farming. I think that one is a definite must. We have 1,800. Let's do that one as well. So that's queued up. And then let's buy a couple of these. I really want to buy a rope, but $350 for a rope is that's an expensive rope. That shit's like lined with gold or something. Oh no, they're getting attacked. Wait, what am I attacking? Hold up. I didn't send out an attack mission on dupe, did I? No, I don't want one on dupe. I want one on the silver thing. Where's the where are you at? Oh wait, no, they've got this. Yeah. Wait, did silver just join? Bro, what the? Okay, I'm not gonna lie. These beast tamers are kind of OP. I thought that they could only get like one monster or something, but this dude's gotten like, what, how many? Does this show? Camera boost. Entertainer. Improves morale on expedition. I don't know if it shows all of the creatures. Oh wait, no, it does. Okay, the party. So it's you and then 2 rats. So I wonder what the max limit on how many beasts and stuff that they can get is. That's pretty cool. Oh wait, we have another fight over here. And they're about to die. Put up an attack quest on this guy. Attack him. Attack him, he's destroying the building. Yes, Buttercup, get him. Buttercup's pretty sick. I think Buttercup's pretty cool. I really like the art in this. This is really cool looking. It's also really neat because like you have these 2D sprites that are mixed in with like the 3D. And it's just kind of like an interesting mix. And then you also have sort of the like that Animal Crossing curve, like the world curve. It's like gives me nostalgic vibes, I guess, of Animal Crossing. If Animal Crossing was violent and completely different from what Animal Crossing is. Fable. Fable is mad. Alright, so they did that. Fluffy was going God mode. Wait, what are you doing? What is going on here? Sapphire skin. What is sapphire skin? Harpy, area attack, scratch, manic scratch, air scratch. Oh, it doesn't say. What the hell is going on with you, my guy? Sphinx derp? Oh, they have a steadfast ability. I do wish that there was more information whenever you hover over some of these, like these other things. Especially with like the different attributes that they have, like the dauntless and joyful ones, the different personality traits. I wish that there was like some kind of text that told you like why this matters. But the only thing that I can think of as to what this matters for is when they're building their relationships with other NPCs. Because it kind of defines like who they're working with and all that kind of stuff. All right, so I'm gonna wrap up here since I just kind of wanted to show this off for about 30-40 minutes. I feel like I barely touched the surface because I was kind of trying to rush to cover everything within the amount of time that I gave myself. But it definitely seems like there's a lot more buildings and units to mess around with and things, which is pretty cool. I always find games like this to be pretty addictive games that I could just kind of toss on while watching anime or something. And this game in particular is perfect for that, since the adventurers do seem to have free will to go out and explore and kind of do their own thing, even if you aren't giving them quests. Although, of course, if you do want to do more specific things like send them on expeditions or build some of the guild halls or anything like that, then you do still need to manage that. And for those who do want deeper gameplay, there is a lot of stats and things to actually look at, even though it doesn't seem like they really affect gameplay currently. However, it does seem like everything is in place for the developers to implement some extra features around these extra details, which considering that, you know, there still is a lot of development left since this is in early access, I would expect that certain things like some of these extra detail stats and everything will eventually be useful in helping guide your gameplay choices in the future. The devs do also have an early access roadmap up as well. So if we look at it real quick, we can definitely see that there is a lot of things that they are wanting to add, anywhere from new adventures, decorations, and new areas, all the way to map terraforming, which is interesting, romancing, and new difficulties. The game is definitely not in the perfect state right now, as there are some things that are missing, such as certain item descriptions and things, as well as the occasional bug, but it is kind of to be expected from an early access title, so that it doesn't really surprise me. But if you do enjoy Colony Sims or games like Majesty, then you will probably have a lot of fun with this one. For me personally, I'm actually a pretty big fan of the artwork. I really like the artwork for this, so that's probably one of the stronger points of this game for me. But as for critiques, that is actually more of a concern than a critique. The game has a lot of promise in my opinion, but it feels like there's a lot that's going on here when you look at the individual adventures and like the Godbeast and stuff. There's a lot of detailed stats and things, but it doesn't feel like there's currently any reason to actually look into any of this. It's just kind of there for flavor text. All of the adventures do a pretty solid job at just annihilating everything, and from the 7 hours that I've spent in the game so far, I haven't really noticed any reason to actually check on the specs of individual adventures or to use any of the Godbeast features. For the most part, I just kind of put them on the map and just let them do their own things, send them to places to attack and everything, and they've been able to annihilate everything. But looking at the roadmap, I would assume that these are things that'll eventually get addressed in later updates. Now, before I wrap up, I would like to once again thank Kenaman for sending me a review copy of the game over on Keymailer, and I'd also like to remind viewers that while I did receive a review copy of this game, I am not being paid to make this video. I simply just received a code for the game, so all of my opinions are my own unbiased opinions from my own experience with the game, just in case anybody was worried about that for some reason. But if you guys would like to check out the game for yourself, then I'll have a link in the description for your convenience, or you could just find it on Steam. But if you did enjoy the video, then feel free to give the video a like, as I would appreciate it. Also, for those who have watched my channel before, I know that this video is quite a bit different from my usual videos as of late. I kind of received this code a little over a month ago and I completely forgot about it. And since I did kind of promise them that I would make a video checking it out, here we are. But I will be back on my usual videos very soon. But anyways, I hope that you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you guys in the next video of whatever I decide to make. Good night, guys.